We're proudly a company that's been around and we have a heritage of 150 years. We have a footprint on 20 countries. Our calling card is Africa, and we continue to grow that growth within Africa. Our key differentiator is our people. I'd like to think is our people and our culture. We have a very unique sense of a family environment and how we treat our people and core values that we strive to achieve. Every success that we've achieved from a banking perspective has been on the great talent that we've managed to bring into the organization. And I think there's, as much as we've created a heritage from a South Africa perspective, we are going to continue to build strength on strength, and I think this is going to be an amazing story when we reflect back in at least 10 years' time. We were probably one of the first users from a South African perspective about 5 years ago, and when we did stumble upon LinkedIn, it was purely using it without a LinkedIn license. And the more we got to understand around social media, the more we also got to understand that our candidates, in terms of where they were playing or moving away from your traditional job boards and your mass market media, in terms of how they were engaging and how they wanted to be engaged with, was turning more towards social media. And then that relationship just evolved in terms of collaborating with LinkedIn, understanding our needs better around our target audiences, around the pools of candidates that we were looking for, and what it is that we wanted to achieve, not just in terms of attracting candidates, but putting our brand out there as an employer of choice. It was interesting for me to see how the external market was engaging with us and how our brand was being perceived out there. And I'm very happy to say, with the collaboration with LinkedIn and how they were able to share the data and analytics with us and what we were able to do with it. So what it did show us is that there was definitely an appetite for the external market to engage with us. If you have to look at benchmarking, I think the benchmark was 0.08%. We came in at 2.05%, which was 27 times better than the industry norm, which tells us a great story in terms of what and how, and that candidates do want to engage with us in LinkedIn and that we needed to evolve. We now have an in-house capability where our dependency on agencies has become less and less, because we're able to do what agencies do. And the journey that we started off with LinkedIn has helped us to to build that capability where we drive down costs. So probably over the last 2 years, and not just talking about my team that I look after, but I'm talking as resourcing as a whole. Specifically on the retail side, it has brought down our agency spend, where we started off 3 years ago sitting on 96% down to 2%. But as a whole, from a resourcing community, 5% of our spend has been with agencies. The rest of it has been with the internal capability that we have built. So a very practical example is, we ran a networking event last year, but 90% of the candidates that sat on that list of candidates that we brought into a networking event were candidates that we found on LinkedIn. But there's also a pipeline that we're building for future, and LinkedIn helps us to do that as well with our talent pipelining.